Hello, welcome to Die Rolling. I'm the ever excitable Adam, and today I'm playing Earth Under Siege Flashpoint. Now, this game has taken me a couple of attempts to film because I've made a couple of mistakes when I've been filming it. Forgot to do threat cards, forgot to do this, forgot to do that. This is a game which is very methodical. You have to go through the right steps, and like any game, to be fair. And yeah, just for some reason, I couldn't get to grips with this guy. Even using a squad member as opposed to two fully fledged characters. Anyway, I have filmed this, you're going to watch it now, and it's worth noting that I do mess up the bad guy for this. You're supposed to spawn a war leader, however, the bit that it tells you that is on the second page, and a warning to anyone who's playing this, the first campaign page, I think most people could miss this, to be fair. It might not just be me. So the first page, you have a briefing over here, and it doesn't tell you that this thing here is a war leader. It does say the objective is to defeat you got to defeat the war leader, get the intel documents, and kill the war leader. However, I didn't realize that one of the enemies was called war leader. I just thought they said, oh, that's their war leader. On the next page, however, which I didn't realize until I'd actually completed the level, it does tell you you're spawning a war leader and he's immune to stun. So I do make a mistake in this. If you do spot any other mistakes, let me know in the comments below. But please enjoy Earth Under Siege Flashpoint.
Alright, listen up, people. This is our first strike against the enemy. You better not screw it up. We learned the location of one of the enemy generals, which they call a war leader. Whatever he's called, this piece of garbage has led many assaults against allied bases, and it's time to put a stop to it. He's holed up in a former Vormak stronghold, but we've got a general layout of the installation. Don't ask how we got it, it's not a story you want details on, trust me. We also believe that there is intel stored on some of the enemy computers that may be invaluable to our cause. How did the aliens get it? Why are the Vormak working with them? How are they able to suddenly appear in unexpected places? These are the things we're hoping to find out. Your mission is simple. Infiltrate the enemy compound, assassinate the war leader, and steal his intel. Because this is our first incursion into enemy territory, we believe stealth is of utmost importance to avoid any unnecessary complications. Your best course of action after entering the facility is to head south, staying in the shadows to avoid detection, then make your way to the camera control room. Near the control room, there is a small computer room that contains the documents we're after. After killing the cameras and retrieving the documents, you should be able to make your way into the war leader's quarters and take him out. Remember, people, you can kill enemies when the opportunity presents itself, but prioritize stealth over combat. We can't afford a mistake here.
Okay guys, so here we go for a game of Earth Under Siege Flashpoint. We're going for mission 1, and it's pretty simple, but it's also not. I've tried a couple of times with this, and it is brutal. It is really brutal. You have to be on your best game, otherwise you are going to be reeling. I'll be stopping between each round, and hopefully it will it will look fine. So let's have a quick look at the board. What are we trying to do? Well, it's pretty simple. We're trying to get to the documents down there and then kill this chap up there. In between us is a host of various different blips, which represent the various different enemies I'm going to be facing. And our war leader up there is a special elite enemy. We've got an insertion point over here. We've got an extraction point over there. We got a spawn point up in the top right over there. More spawning points can come out in the game as well. Portals where patrolling enemies, which are represented by yellow blips, will move through them. We also have some pretty cool gear in here, some Zethian gear here, which is the name of the aliens, and we also have some regular gear. But it's behind a high security door, which we'll have to sabotage to get through there. That's pretty much all I have to say about that, really. We're just going to go through this, and I'm going to talk you through it as we go through it. Okay, so we have rounds of play. The first phase, the refresh phase, we skip that. We go straight to the operative phase. Now, we don't skip the drawing of the cards. So every character has a deck of cards. And we're going to draw 5 cards plus 1 for every squad member we have. Now, squad members are a pretty cool thing in this game, where rather than you having to have 2 characters or 4 characters all with their own deck of cards, you can have the reverse side of their character sheets have one kind of special ability, and you also get this squad member ability card for each character. And depending on what HQ level you have, you'll have that ability. So we have HQ level 1. Honestly, this is all just too easy. Before making an attack, discard a movement token to have the attack gain area of effect. So you can attack everyone in the space, which is going to come in really handy. So I'm playing with Olivia Mad Dog Moss, the science officer. She's my main character. She's starting with 2 focus tokens of the science variety, and I can use those to help me with various different skill tests, as well as any science tests I have to run. And if I discard one of these science focus tokens for any skill test, I'll get 1 white dice added to it. But if I do it for a science skill test, I'll get a red dice. The red dice are the best dice. They've got 1, 2, and 3 successes on there, whereas the white dice have 2 blank sides, mostly are 1s, and there is a 2 on there. 4, 5, 6. You normally draw 5 cards, but if you have squad members, you draw 5 plus 1 for each squad member. So I have my 6 cards here. So what have I got? This symbol up here means this is a free action, so I can do this ongoing, gain cover. This would basically give me cover for the round. Cover helps you when you're trying to defend yourself. So that's good. You'll also notice there's a top and a bottom half. If I spend a focus token which matches this symbol here, I'd also get the below. I have this one, which is a reaction. So that symbol means reaction. Wait, am I supposed to cut the green wire? Play before making a science check and add 2 white dice to your dice pool. If I spend a science, recover 1 after resolving the science check. That's pretty cool. So in this game, you're going to be spending action points. And we all start off with 3 of these, which let you do various different actions, and 3 movement. You move these from the available to the exhausted section of your dashboard, and at the start of every round you recover 3 of those. But if I had played that, I could basically recover 1 straight away, which is fantastic. It gives you more options on your round. I have another one of those ones, so I've got 2 of those. And as an action, you can actually just discard this card using one of those action tokens there, and get this focus token. You can only ever have 3 focus tokens, I believe. But yeah, it would give me more science if I wanted it. Another free action here is Knowledge's Power. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may discard any of them and place the rest back in any order. And if I discard a science thing, I can also place one of the cards into my hand. I'm not just a scientist. Play before making an attack to gain white dice. If you are using a Zethan weapon, gain red instead. If I discard a attack token, the attack deals +1 or +2 instead if using a Zethan weapon. I'm sort of just like you, only smarter. And yeah, I really enjoy the theme of a lot of these cards, to be fair. We have Knowledge's Power as well. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may discard any, so we got another free action like that. So worth noting, let's have a look at the gear. So we've got night vision goggles. Now the reason we have these is we have a strategy card which is Black Ops. So this is in effect for this level. You can choose which of these strategy cards you play normally, but this particular mission is like, yeah, this is in play. So cut external power line, the lights out condition is in effect for the entire mission, so every enemy has -2 to their perception, which is going to really help us. Because we went Black Ops, we get to have the Black Ops gear, which is kind of represented by this little symbol there. So as a reaction, I can tap this, use before discarding a stealth to treat it as a wild card, may be equipped in addition to another armor card. We also have a gas canister. For an action, once per mission, target a room zone on the other side of a closed door, or if you're in the ventilation shaft, choose a room zone with an access token. All figures in the same room as the chosen zone are stunned. Also given her the toolkit, which gives her an additional science dice. Then her actual stuff she comes with. So we've got a reaction, use after making a check and discard a science card or focus token to add 1 success. And the Viper Science Pistol. It doesn't give us any additional attack dice. It's got a range of 0 to 2, does 1 damage and no noise. We can tap this to add a focus dice, which will give us a various different focus symbols, so we can get a token from using that. And that's Olivia. Kyle also has the night vision goggles, but I also gave him the fiber optic camera. So as a free action, you can choose an adjacent zone, and it can be on this side of a door. Spawn all blips that can draw a line of sight to that zone, so we can see what we're going to be coming up against, which is handy. We also have some stun grenades as an action. Tap this for a range area of effect attack. 1 dice, 0 to 2, 0, 0, and blast stun. It can never cause damage. So if you have an ability that adds damage to a thing, you couldn't use that. He's also got one of those Viper silenced pistols, but where he comes into real effect is his wet work blade. It's a melee attack. You get to tap to use a focus thing. You're rolling 2 dice for your attack, as well as what you've already got on your board. So he's rolling 5 dice for this. 0 range, 1 damage, noise, and bleed. And if you have cover, this weapon deals +2. Now, I already told you about one of his special abilities, which is you can, before making an attack, you can start a movement focus token, and he has a movement focus token. He can also automatically disengage when moving, so he can move out of spaces with other enemies, which is great. So we're going to get straight into this, guys. It's the operative phase, so we can perform as many actions until everyone passes. So we're going to start with our man Kalmos, who is our on-point agent. We're going to give him the on-point token to start with. So he's going to open this as part of his movement. He can move 1 or 2 spaces. So we're going to move him 2 spaces. Now, a couple of things happen as soon as we move into this space. As you can see on the corridor, we have this green blip here. So we're going to spawn what's in there. And we also have a camera over here. The camera goes to where these technicians are. These technicians are looking through the monitors at all the cameras. So down here, down there. And as soon as we are spawn the guys here, we're going to do a stealth check to see if he's spotted. So first of all, we have to figure out what is in there. So we're going to take this deck and we're going to give it a bit of a shuffle. So we actually spawn a Dominator. You pose no threat. Operatives within 2 zones discard all attack tokens. So this is a spawning event. As soon as this guy appears, that happens. However, we are not within 2 zones, and also we don't have any attack tokens, so this doesn't actually play effect. Now, we also have a little all clear token per squad member, and we could use that to negate the effect of that, of that ability. But we're not going to, because we don't need to. Now, you know me, guys, I like to paint miniatures up, and I have not painted these guys up yet. I'm going to be doing a full playthrough of this entire game. This is just an example of how a game will go terribly, terribly wrong. We've got him there. We now go to our stealth check. All characters have a little card here, so we'll go through his card. So this is his initiative value. You spawn 1 when we spawn him. This is what he looks like when he's all painted up. He has a neural flare, a ranged attack. It does 5 damage. It's an attack of 5, 0 to 2, range, 1 damage. It's a little noisy and it stuns. Your weakness is an insult. After the enemy is attacked and survives, the attacker exhausts an action token. He has a perception of 3, which, because of the Black Ops, the lights out condition, that's actually a 1. Movement of 2, defense of 5, and his health is equal to the threat level. The threat level is how many operatives you have in the level, which is 2. So you've got 2 hit points. Now we have to do a roll for stealth. We have the technicians in the technician booth watching us through the cameras, and their stats for perception is a bit higher. It's a 4. So 4 take 2 is 2, so we have to pass this on a 2. So we're going to assemble our dice pool for this. We've got 4 dice, and I think that's going to be adequate to do this. Watch me go terribly wrong. Okay, so I did all right. I got 4 in there. So my stealth check is fine. If I wanted to, if I moved further up here, I wouldn't have to roll any more stealth checks. It's only every time you come into line of sight, you have to roll. But it suggests in the kind of mission book that you come down south and try to get to the technicians first. So we're going to move again by spending another one of our movement tokens, and then we're going to use as a free action our fiber optic camera. We're going to choose this adjacent space here and spawn whatever this is, so we have an idea of what we're coming up against. This is going to be an untrained Robbie in the Vormak Grunt. So we're going to spawn some Vormak Grunts here, but we're spawning an extra Grunt in this unit. Let's take a look. These guys are Thralls. Spawn 3 of them, there'll be 4. They have a Blaster attack. Attack of 3, 0 to 2, 1 damage, no noise. They've got Perception of 2, so it's a 0. Movement of 2, Armor of 4, and only 1 hit point each. Each member in this little kind of squad.
Why are the lights out?
And we're going to move him one more space, so he's actually next to these guys. We're going to do a careful movement. Careful movement means you only move one space and you're in cover. So you kind of put him off to one side of the thing to say he's in cover. But I'll put him over here because, you know, they can see him if he's standing there. So what that means, we're doing the stealth check again, but we get to add a red dice to our stealth check. And we got a 4, so they didn't notice Kyle as he got around there. That's going to be under Kyle's go. So Olivia is all the way up the top there. We're going to use her Knowledge is Power card. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. So we've got, let's make some calculations, another duck and cover, and we have another one of those. I'm not just a scientist card. So I can put them back in any order. I'm going to put the attack card on top, and we're going to do a plan action. So we discard a card to gain this focus token, and it cost me 1 of my action points this round to do this. But now I have 2 science tokens and an attack token, because she will need this to do any real damage. Okay, so we're going to get her to move. So we're going to get her to move 1 space. We're then going to get her to do another movement of 1 space, a careful movement, so she's in cover just here. And that means we get to add a red dice to our stealth. And we're going to discard 1 of her science tokens to add an additional dice to this because we do not want to be caught at this point. And we're fine, so they didn't notice us. I'm then going to spend another movement to move 2 spaces down there. Okay, so we're on to the enemy phase. And we start with alarm check. We check to see if the alarm has been triggered, and we flip any surprise tokens. We haven't, no one knows we're here, so we don't have to worry about that. Portal tokens, there's none to resolve. We then do enemy movement. So we have one kind of token here. Now, these guys are unaware. That's why their blips are still here. So they're unaware of our presence. So they're just kind of chilling out in the corridor, looking around, wondering why the lights are out. This guy, however, is going to move, and he's going to move towards the insertion point. He moves 2 spaces. And that's the end of the first round. Okay guys, on to round 2. So the first thing that happens, we recover 3 action tokens. So Olivia has got 3 movement and 1 action token in her exhausted pile. She's going to recover 3 of these. So she's going to recover the 3 movement, I think. And Carl's got 3 movement in his exhausted. He's going to move all 3 of those up. Then we draw our cards. So we've drawn the I'm Not a Scientist card. And the Let's Make Some Calculations. You can search your deck for up to 2 science cards and place them into your hand. Now we resolve a threat card. These cards are horrible. He says knocking over a Vormak Grunt. Not a fan of these. Now we can use our all clear token to get rid of one of these effects, but we shall see. So there's 2 sides of this. The top one is our unaware side, and the bottom one is our alarm is on side. So we can discard a number of valor tokens from the team pool. Team valor pool equal to our threat level. However, we don't have any, so the on-point token passes over. Now the on-point token doesn't actually count for who's going first. So if you wanted Kyle to go first, we could get him to go first. And I feel like we're going to start doing attacks now. We've got to get through this Vormak Grunt group. So he's going to spend 1 of his movement to move into this space here carefully. We can open the door at the same time. And we've got to do our stealth check. So we're rolling 4 and a red because I did a careful movement. Yep, we're in there. Now, Carl is actually in cover at this point because he did a careful movement. So we're going to do our first attack. We're going to use the wet blade for this. Let's assemble our dice pool. So for attacking, we have 3 dice. We're going to discard a focus token to add additional dice to there. We are going to tap this to give us a focus dice. We're also going to get rid of one of these tokens, which makes this attack an area of effect attack. We also get 2 white dice because the wet blade gives us 2 dice. So we're rolling 6 dice plus this focus dice. The focus dice doesn't actually do anything for the combat, but we will get a focus token back from this. The defense value of these guys is 4. And because this area effect, we only have to roll. If we get 4 on this, we kill every last one of these guys in this area. Wish me luck. Okay, well that'll do it. So because I'm attacking them, these guys are suddenly aware of me. This attack, because I have cover, does 3 damage. And it kills all of them. I also get an attack token. We're now going to use his fiber optic camera to check out to see what those guys on there are. So we're going to choose this zone here, and because they can draw a line of sight, they are revealed to be a Dominator. Man, they're operatives within 2 zones, exhaust, and action. So that's going to be, unfortunately, our man Kyle exhaust an action for that. I wonder if it's worth going in there to take them out or not. Yeah, do you know what? We're going to try and take them out. So we are just going to stay where we are there. That's going to be the end of his go. So it's on to Olivia. We are going to do a plan to get rid of this this card, but get a focus token, a science one. She's then going to move into this space here. And that's going to be the end of her go. So we check for the alarm triggers, it does not. So we pull tokens, we do the enemy movement. So currently these guys are still unaware of our presence, so they move 2 spaces towards the insertion point. And we go to, sorry, apologies, that should have flipped over at that point. So this flips over, these guys are now aware that something's gone on down there. They're trying to speak to the Vormac grunts were there, but they're not responding. So there's 2 different ways you can go around. I think it's more inconvenient if we move down this way. So they're going to go back on themselves and head down this way to see if they can figure out what's going on. That's the end of round 2. So we recover, everyone gets back all of their tokens. We can discard 1 card and draw up to the hand size. We're going to get rid of this knowledge is power card. Draw 2 more cards. So I get another duck and cover. And a move, perform a move action. Resolve a threat card. The on-point operative makes a defense check, target number 2 plus threat, so it's 4. Ignores cover. If they fail, they suffer 1 damage and stun due to a psionic assault, so they know we're here. And our on-point is Olivia. So her defense is currently 2. She needs 4 in that, so that's pretty impossible. So we're going to discard one of these tokens to add a white dice to the pool. Wish me luck. So we got 3 there. That's a pretty good result for that, but I would fail. So I'm going to use my database uplink pad, so I can flip that and discard a science card or a focus token to add a success to that. I'm going to discard a science card. Good try. On-point token passes on at this point, and it's Carl Moss's turn. Well, it's either of them, but it's definitely going to be Carl Moss. So we're going to use one of his movement to move cautiously into there. So yeah, he's fine. The perception value of this guy at the moment is 1, so it's really dim in here. We're then going to use another movement to move carefully into this space here. So he's sneaking up behind this Dominator, hopefully. We got a 4. That's good. And we're in cover. And the main reason I've done this is so that we're in cover. I'm going to then spend an action to attack. So we have our base attack dice. We have our 2 dice from our card. We're then going to tap the card, which will get us an additional focus dice. We're going to add our attack token we had to get us a red dice. Wish me luck. And I need to beat a 5. One, two, three, 4, 5. As we're in cover, we add +2 damage to this. So that is 3 damage on our Dominator, who's got a health of 2. So the Dominator is deado. He's dominated, I guess. And we get a science token. And guys, I did forget something, and that's, that's my bad. So every time you defeat somebody, or you do a sabotage action, you get a valor token. So our first valor token is this, which, having a look at the rulebook over here, the campaign book on the back actually has all these things. So it's a reroll. After failing a check, the operative gains a reroll. And then the other one, we get, ooh, that's a nice one. Zethan Gear. Free action, draw a card from the Zethan Gear deck and give it to any operative. This card is automatically discovered. So we basically get it straight away. Okay, so Olivia's going to use that token there, a valor token, to draw from the Zethan deck, and we find a Stalker Rifle. Oh, red dice for range attack. This is lovely. Okay, now normally when you get a Zethan Gear, you'd have to discover it, but we get this automatically. So it's a double-handed weapon, and we have to do an action to reorganize our gear to get that where we need it. We're then going to move her 2 spaces into here, and then we're going to try and sabotage this door. So with the door, it has a science value of 5. Let's assemble her pool of dice. So we have 4 dice to begin with. Very natural ability. She has a toolkit, so we have an additional dice added here. I'm going to use her last science token to add a red dice to this, because you really want to get in that door. Okay. That'll do it. We've sabotaged this door. We get a valor token for doing so, which is damaged drop radio. As an action, you make a stealth check. Target number is the number of patrols and aware enemy units on the board times 2. If successful, enemies do not move during the next enemy movement step. Can't be used in extinction mode. You draw a new token instead. So that's in our valor pool. We're then going to get to move her into this space here. And you know what? We're just going to use another action to search this. And we find a thermal scope. Upgrade any ranged weapon. Special attacks with this weapon gain accuracy. And if the lights are out, condition is in effect. This weapon deals +1 damage. Ooh, nice. And we are in lights out, so that is fantastic. And that's the end of the go for our heroes. So we have the alarm check. So that flips over. We have the enemy movement, so our 1 aware enemy moves 2 spaces down there. So our patrol enemy. And we're on to the next round. Okay, next round, we're going to recover tokens. Olivia's going to recover 2 of her movement and 1 of her actions. And Carl gets all of his ones back. We're going to get rid of one of our duck and cover cards. So we can draw 2 new cards. And we have heal 1 for no time to bleed, and then your math is off. Play another after another operative within 2 zones makes a check, add +1 success to the result. That's fantastic. So she's got those in there. Then resolve a threat card. The on-point operative discards 3 focus tokens. For each token they can't, place 1 on the escalation track. Kyle is currently the on-point guy, so he has got 2. So he gets rid of 2 of those, and we place 1 investigation token on the tracker. Yikes, due to the, that escalated quickly. On point now goes over to Olivia. So I feel like we should probably see what this is. So we're going to move her into this zone, And then we're going to do an action to search. So she finds, a Vormok assault vest. Now this isn't discovered, so this goes into her discovery area with 4. And you know what, we're going to spend an action to try to discover that. So we've got 4 dice to begin with. We get an additional dice because of the toolkit. And we'll just see if we can discover it. So we need 4 successes. Oh, that's it. So we now have the Vormok assault vest. Kyle is going to move into this area here. He's then going to use an action to search to see what he finds. Oh, and he finds some frag grenades. Range area effect attack. 1 die 0 to 2, 3 damage, 3 sound blast and stun. And then his last action, he's going to actually spend an action to plan to get a one of these movement focus tokens. That will give him an area of effect for his wet blade. And we're going to move him 1 space that way. Okay, so we check for alarm trigger and surprise tokens. We don't have any. We then move our patrols. Okay, on to round 5, so we can recover. Livy's going to get 2 of her actions and a movement back. 2 movements for Carl and 1 action. And as soon as we'd got that, we should have placed this on the escalation track. Okay, so we're drawing cards now. And I'm going to discard the duck and cover card. I've already got one of those. I draw 1 card, which is your math is off. I really enjoy that card. And then we resolve a threat card. Each operative makes a stealth check. Any that fail, place a thingy token in their zone. Gonna have to do that, sensor sweep. So, start with Kyle. Actually no, Olivia's the on point, so she has 2 here, so she's gonna fail because it's a 4. So yeah, she fails. Then Kyle passes due to the sensor sweep. On point token goes over to Kyle. So Kyle's going to use his fiber optic camera for this zone here to see what these guys are. A Dominator. These guys are dominating. It is safe to say. I'm not happy about that. We use an action to plan, which is going to get him an attack token. We're going to move him carefully 1 space. So he's hiding cover there. So he only has to beat a 1 with this, but I just thought it makes sense. I don't want to blow my cover at the moment. Sorry. Yep, he does that. He only needs to get 1 dice for this. 1 success. He's then going to do another movement into this zone with this guy. Careful movement. Yep. And then we are going to attack this guy with our wet blade. So we've got our wet blade. We have 2 dice for that. We have 3 dice for our innate combat ability. We're in cover, so this is going to deal an additional 2 damage. We're going to tap that to get us a focus dice. We're then also going to get rid of one of these to give us a red dice towards this attack. Wish me all the luck, guys. I need to get 5 or more. That'll do it. So we kill this guy. Now, when you get rid of these blips, they actually go into a deploy pool. They'll be coming back out at the end of the round. You get a valor token for obviously killing an enemy. And we get this, which an operative gains any token at all. So we're going to leave that in the team valor pool. I think that's a great result. We obviously also get an attack token, attack focus token for Kyle. That couldn't have gone any better if I'd fudged the dice. Okay, so fairly happy with how this is going. So things are clearly going to go really wrong soon. Olivia is going to start. Do you know what? Shall I just do an action to find out what this is? So I found a Zethan interference device. Special, gain a science red during sabotage actions. It's got a discovery of 4 on that. Okay, so that was her action to do that. We're then going to move her And we're going to move her again. Right, what cards do we have? Do we have anything we want to do here? That last move, I'm going to have played that card instead of doing a move token. So she's just moved there. And I'm going to do a plan action to get rid of one of these math is off to get me a science token. Right, that's the end of the go for my guys. I think that was a really great go. So we check for the alarm trigger. There isn't any. We flip any surprise tokens. We do move portals, tokens, there aren't any. Move each patrol, there aren't any. Enemy activation, there aren't any. Then escalation phase, add an elite patrol to the deploy pool if the alarm is triggered, but it isn't. Then we place blips in the deploy pool at random deploy points, starting with elites. So from our deploy pool over here, this guy has spawned in there. Round 6, we're going to recover. We're going to get 1 movement and 2 actions for Olivia. Carla's going to get 2 movements and an action as well. We're going to draw back up to our hand limit, so we get additional 2 cards. We get right in the face, play for making a non-A of E attack to gain 1 dice in accuracy. The second one, play at the beginning of this refresh step, gain +1 recovery this phase. So you've seen all of the cards now, guys. We then go to resolving a threat card. Oh. The on-point operative makes a stealth check. The check fails to make a... Wow, this is fine. So our Kyle is our on-point guy at the moment, I believe, unless I didn't move that over. He's got 4 dice. He fails. So we do a noise of 2. There isn't anybody within two spaces of that, so he kind of steps on... I don't know, the Dominator's like helmet cracks or something, but no, nothing to worry about. Living our best life. The on-point token goes over to Olivia. Now we're back on to doing our actions. So Olivia's going to go first. She is going to move 2 spaces over here. Have to do a stealth check. Just need to get 1 with this. And we do. She's going to move again. 1, open the door. 2, and then action to grab the plans. So we only have to get up the top here and take out that guy. And do I need to take out these technicians? I don't feel like I need to go into this room. I can just go up that way. Now, I did say I needed to get 1, but the camera is facing down there, so I did need to get 2, but I did get 2, so that's fine. Right, we're then on to Kyle. He's going to move. Have to do a stealth check for that. And we got 3, so that's fine. And I just thought we do actually have to get in here, because if we attack this guy, he's going to become aware, and everyone who can see him becomes aware as well. So these guys would become aware, and this guy can see those guys, so he'd also become aware. So we'd have lots of, the alarm would definitely go off if we killed that guy there. That's my understanding anyway. So we're going to use another movement token to move us into this space here. And yeah, do you know, we're going to open this door as well. Spawning Dominator. No. Bulwark. Gain 1 armor for this machine. Vormac Heavy. Vormac Heavy is a pretty tough hombre. We only ever spawn 1 of those guys, but he's got phase cannon, which does 2 damage, and blast. Defense, phase shields, attacking target. This enemy may not be re-rolled. So he's got 3 hit points. And 1 armor. So he'll discard 1 damage. I have to do a stealth check for this. Oof. That is a fail. Is it a fail? His perception is 2. So it's actually, yeah, that's fine. We're fine with that. I think we're going to end our go there. So there's no alarm trigger. Our patrol at the top there moves 2 spaces down. And when they move through doors, they move through them. They don't open them or anything. They just move through them. Okay, so we're going to play this straight away at the beginning of the recovery phase to gain an additional recovery for Olivia. So she gets all 4 of her tokens back. Carl has his 3 tokens back. We're going to discard a card. And then we're going to draw up to our hand limit of 6. So 2 cards. Then we draw a threat. The on-point operative discards cards equal to the threat level. So I have to discard 2 cards. The on-point token passes over And this is around, I'm going to attempt to mess stuff up. So we're going to get Kyle to move carefully into this zone here. Let's see if we can avoid everyone. Yep. Then we are going to attack. So we're using our wet blade. 2 dice for that. 3 dice because we're going to add this to the mix. Focus token generating dice as well. Because we're going to cover this, we'll gain +2 damage. Wow, that was fantastic. So we are doing 3 damage to him. However, we subtract 1 of those, and he's got 3 hit points. So he's actually still going. But he does have bleed, which means at the end of his activation, he would take damage. But we're not going to let him get that close. So I believe we're still in cover, so we're going to spend another action to attack again. So get 3. That's enough, so he's dead. We get a Valor token, which is one of those. And then he's going to try and shoot one of these guys with his silenced pistol, and we're going to tap that to get us one of those dice. He's only rolling 3 dice for this attack. He only needs to get 1 success on this though. Then he's out of actions, I'm afraid. Nice. Okay, so he kills one of these guys. We're going to kill that guy. And we get a wild, so it could be any type. So we're going to go for a attack card, I guess. Attack token. Oh, do you know what? We're going to do a stealth token because of our night vision goggles, we can use that for anything. So that will help us going forward. Right, it's on to Olivia now. So Olivia is going to use her move. Don't have to do a stealth check because this guy's aware. She's then going to use her her stalker rifle. A bit of an overkill, I think, to attack this guy. It's worth noting you don't get valor tokens for killing people with killing the technicians because they're just so weak. So we get a black dice because we're going to tap that. We get a red dice and we get 2 white dice. That'll do it. We get an attack token for that. We kill the last technician. And yeah, pretty happy with how that panned out. So we'll do another movement action. Do we want to do a movement action or... Yeah, we'll just move into there. Okay, so we're now, that's the end of my operative's turn. We flip all of these over, and then we are gonna move this guy here. So I recover all of my tokens for Olivia. Carl gets 1 movement and 2 action tokens back. I draw 3 cards, and we just have to kill that war leader now, which should be doable. Threat card. This round enemies are immune to negative conditions. That's fine. I don't mind that at all. So we're going to move the on-point token then over to Olivia. Olivia is then going to move carefully into this space here, so she's got a higher chance of succeeding with this. Yep, so she's fine. She's then going to move one, 2 spaces there. And then we're going to do an action to put her into Overwatch mode. So basically when the patrol comes into the next space, she can attack. I'm going to get Carl to move now. So he's going to move non-carefully because he's pretty stealthy. He's fine. We're going to get him to move again. And at this point, we're going to use our fiber optic camera to see what the hell that is. So this is spotter drones. And we place an escalation token on the track. These guys coming out. Spotted drones, these robotic little guys. They have stinger cannons, tracking device, which is awful. Defensive fire after this unit's attacked and any figure survive this unit attacks. Immune to negative conditions except mark. Perception of 4, movement 2, shield of 4, and it's got 1 hit point. And we're going to do an action to put Kyle on Overwatch as well. Okay, so we're on to the enemy phase. Check for alarm trigger tokens, there's none. Resolve pool tokens, move each patrol and aware enemy target towards its zone. So these guys are going to move into this area here. And we're going to do a stealth check because, you know, that's fun. So we'll try for Kyle first. Yep, and then we're going to try for Olivia. So these guys are now aware. But we've got Overwatch. Kyle is going to use his Overwatch now to chuck the frag grenades. It's going to cost him an action to do this. It's a ranged area of effect attack. We're rolling 4 dice for this. We need to get over 5 with those dice. But we can use our night vision goggles to discard a stealth token to make that a attack token, so adding a red dice to this attack. Wish me luck. That'll do it. That does 3 damage. Killing 2 lots of units, that's 2 valor tokens added to the pool. We've got draw and we've got a reroll, but it created noise. So 1, 2, 3. This guy's now become a patrol because of said explosion. So through the escalation phase, and we've done another round. We deploy this blip into back up there. We recover, draw additional card. Don't draw any cards because we're up to our maximum amount of things, and we get a threat coming out. Each operative with any damage or negative condition suffers 2 wounds. We don't have to worry about that, thankfully. And on the passing over the token there, we're going to get Kyle to move up there. And he's got 3 tokens in his exhausted pile now. We're going to leave him as is there. Olivia's going to move. Changing an action to do a science thing, see if we can figure this out. So we're going to discard a science token to do this. We need 4 or more. Just got 4, so yeah, we've done that. So she's going to do an action again to move that into replacing her toolkit. And then she's going to do an action to use this valor token to stop him from moving this round. So these guys flip over. We then move this patrol. And that is the end of that round. Recover our tokens, so Olivia's going to get 3 of her action tokens back because, you know, we're going to start blasting. This is our next round. Carl gets all of his ones back. Resolve a threat card. Identify the closest green to the on-point operative. Place an additional green from that reserves in the zone. There are none, so we ignore that. Haha, deal with it, punks. Olivia is now on point, which is great. And I feel really good about this, guys. I feel like we could actually do this. So Olivia is a very crafty lady. She is going to use her gas canister to pump gas into this room, which means both these characters are stunned. We're then going to attempt to get through this security door. We sabotage that, so we get a Valor token, which is +1 dice. Let's see what we've spawned here. We have spotted drones, move the nearest thing to the escalation track. That's fine, I don't mind that whatsoever. So I think I still have to do a stealth check here. So it's value of 2. I don't really mind if they're aware, to be fair, at this point. Amazing. And then obviously Kyle, he's also stealthy there as well. She is then going to move into the same zone as these guys. And these guys are stunned, so we've got to put them on their side. And they're not aware, actually, at the moment. So we're going to reveal who the stunned commander is there. So we're going to shuffle this deck. And we come across this guy. And we're going to use our token there to ignore this. So we have got a gate shaper, and this is what he looks like, but he's not feeling too well. So singularity range, area of effect, blast, special after the attack, place a portal token in the target zone, and gate shaper zone is immune to area of effect attacks. Oh, okay. He has got 5 hit points. Let's see if we can take this punk out. Let's do a little stealth check, see if we've managed to avoid detection. Yeah. Right. Olivia is going to spend her last action to shoot this guy. She's going to spend... So his armor is 5. We get a red dice from our stalker rifle. We're going to use the I'm not just a scientist to gain an additional red dice. She's rolling 2 more dice with this. And we'll use one of her attack tokens to add, oh yeah, another red dice. Let's just make sure I can do that. I can. We also get this dice as well. So yeah, that is going to do a total of 2 damage to our stunned guy. And these guys are both now aware, but they are stunned. That's all she can do. Let's get Carl in to mop this up. So Carl is going to move. He can move to that zone without spending an additional movement because his just too fast ability means he automatically disengages. He's then going to move cautiously into there, which means he has cover, which is great for the wet work blade, which we're going to use to eviscerate this guy. We get a +2 to our damage. So it's doing 3 damage every time we attack with it. So let's see how we get on. So we've got 3 dice from his natural abilities, 2 dice from his sword. We get the black dice because we are using that. And we're also going to use one of these bad boys to get an attack token, which we're going to spend to add a red dice to this. So we're going to grab an attack token back from that. We do 3 damage to him, which is enough to kill the war leader. So we draw 2 for that. So we get one of these to stop the patrol. One of these doing additional damage when we're attacking. We're then going to move him into this zone here. He's going to discard this to make his next wet work blade attack an area of effect attack. So he's attacking both these guys. We're going to spend his attack token to add a red dice to this. That's enough to kill both of these guys in one foul sweep, getting another valor token. And then he'll use his last action point that he has to use this to stop that patrol from moving. My word. I can't believe how swimmingly that went. I probably got some rules wrong somewhere. Okay, so we check for surprise tokens. These flip over. With each patrol, we don't have to worry about that. We deploy another one of these guys. And they're on to the next round. So we draw, you can discard 1 card, drawing 2 cards, hoping I had a move card, but I don't. Recover 3, all movement for Kyle there. Threat, add a spawn yellow patrol to the deploy pool. That's fine, I'm gonna be out of here before they even knew we were here. On point goes over to Kyle. Kyle is gonna move 1, open there. And then he's gonna move off the board. Boom. And then Olivia, it's gonna follow.
Great work, team. You performed exactly as expected. The intelligence you've gained has shown us that the enemy is apparently using some sort of portal technology to teleport short distances, which explains how they seem to appear from nowhere, while also explaining why their teleportation seems somewhat limited. Also, these aliens apparently call themselves the Zethan. We still have a lot to learn about them. Normally, I'd say this kind of work deserves some R&R, but this intel reveals some pretty concerning things that require immediate action, so there's no time for rest. What we've gleaned from this data is the location of 2 high-priority targets, a captured scientist being forced to assist the enemy, and the location of some sort of weapon factory that the Vormak are apparently using to upgrade their arsenal with alien tech. Either of these targets will give us a significant edge in our fight against the enemy. We'll only get 1 shot at each of these, so you need to decide which objective you want your team to go after. We'll send Bravo team after the other.
So rewards, we get 1 base upgrade and 1 tactics card. And the next mission, we either go to extraction or cut supply lines. Oof. Frustratingly, looking at the campaign mission page, the war leader that we killed, when the elite guard blip spawns, place a war leader figure in that zone. This war leader has additional health equal to the threat level and is immune to stun. Well, I'd already stunned him before he was spawned, so I need to find out what you should do in that regards. And yeah, that's our playthrough of Earth Under Siege. Join me as I will tell you my thoughts on this game. And hopefully, if you did spot any mistakes, you'll let me know in the comments below. I think I got that all right. It was pretty close at some points, but yeah, we did that without a scratch. Clearly I'm playing that wrong, right? I must have been playing that wrong. So that was my game. Like I say, I made a mistake at the end there, and I'm pretty annoyed about that personally. I blame the rules for not going, oh, the next page, you've got this. The rules, for the most part, by the way, are fantastic. I've really enjoyed my time with this game. I'm a huge XCOM fan, so this was always something I was like, oh my god, this is what I wanted. Up until this point, Galaxy Defenders was the only game that I felt really captured the XCOM vibe. The XCOM board game, pretty good kind of resource management, overworld map kind of stuff, but yeah, you don't have any of the actual, the nitty-gritty of the combat. So with regards to this game, we will be filming a lot more of this stuff because I absolutely love playing this. And it's just so much fun. So I'm going to be painting up all of these guys. This is the guy I should have spawned. So yeah, painting all these guys up so they look a bit nicer on camera. Maybe see if I could use some terrain that I have lying around from Star Saga, as well as many other terrain things I have, just to spruce it up a little bit. You can get terrain for this game, and if you are looking for this game, it is coming to Kickstarter very soon, depending on when this drops, but I'm trying to get this before the actual Kickstarter drops, so hopefully I get to do that. But yes, I've been the ever excitable Adam. Until next time, guys, stay safe or die rolling.